Good morning, YouTube family and friends. I hope you had a good week. My week wasn't so good. Today is Saturday, November 15th, 2025, and this is my week 86 results of being back on Mounjaro while dealing with a host of medical issues. And I got some updates for you. So, all right. So let's start off with my weight. So anybody who's just interested in my weight can hear it, and then they don't have to watch the rest of this. So, but I'm gonna try to make it a short video again, like last week. So, all right. Well, I weighed in last week at 225, which was a 3-pound weight loss. This week I weighed in at 225. So no change. So I'm okay with that, considering that I dropped 3 pounds last week. So yeah, the ups and downs. So that puts me still at a net loss of 11 pounds for the 86 weeks. So, all right. This last week, my myasthenia gravis, my generalized myasthenia gravis, has been flaring up, mainly dealing with my arms and legs. I've had a really hard time a lot of the time this week standing up from in a seated position, especially if I'm sitting a little bit lower. I've had a hard time getting myself to get, to initially to stand, not to stand up fully, but with my legs bent, and then trying to push myself up the rest of the way. It's been a struggle for me this week. I had to do some yard work, to prep for winter time, and it's been really nice here in Iowa. The last few days we've been in the 70s. Yesterday I didn't see what the final temperature was, but I know we were in the upper 70s. But I don't know if we hit 80 or not. But it was gorgeous yesterday. So today's not going to be it'll still be decent. It's be in the 60s, but before the colder weather sets in starting tomorrow. So, but yeah, was it 2 days ago? I was outside. I was first trimming down some plants and stuff for the wintertime, taking them down to the base. And the first plant I did, I tried to do it standing up, just bending over and working it. So I was bent over for a while, and when I went to go stand up, my legs were especially my right leg was really shaky, and I had a hard time standing up. But when I got stand up, then my other side effects concerning the medication I'm on from the psychiatrist causes like low pressure and sudden changes. And every time I bend down, if I'm in that position for quite a while, when I go to stand up, my head gets to spinning and my eyes go blurry. It's almost to a point of passing out. It's like, oh man, I hate that. And I was like, well, maybe if I'm go down on my knees instead of just standing up and bending over, that way I'm not bending over so much. So I was hoping that would make a difference. So I went and got the knee pad and got on my knees to trim the second plant. And I thought that would be better on my legs as well. But no, that just, again, killed, like my thigh muscles is where it's feeling at. And so when I got done with that plant, I stood back up and I had a hard time standing up, just like the other plant, where I was still standing but bent down. And same thing with my head. By the time I got myself to stand up or stood up, and my head started spinning again. Wasn't as bad as the first time, but my head was spinning. I don't remember if my eyes were going blurry or not, so I think it was a little bit better as well, but still my head spin, but I don't think my eyes, they were acting like they wanted to go blurry a little bit, but if I remember correctly. So I was like, well, at least it wasn't as bad as the first one. So I went to the third plant and did that one down on the knee pad, and same result. Try to get back up. Both the legs were weak and my head was spinning. It's like, oh, this sucks. It sucks. I hate this disease. I hate all my diseases. It's so frustrating. So, but when I got done with that, I had to start raking. No, before I did that, we had 3 pots that we had to clear out for the season and store away in the garage. And so we don't keep the dirt, and we don't want to just toss the dirt on the grounds. We don't want to cover up grass. So we just throw away the dirt that was in the pots with the dead plants. Not plants, dead flowers. So, and they bloomed really well. The flowers was really nice this year. So we got some good flowers this time. So, but yeah, that was a workout, trying to dump the dirt into trash bags and toss them in the garbage bin, because our area, you dump garbage and yard waste in the same bin. So I had to do that for 3 pots. Thankfully, I was able to sit down in my lawn chair and be able to do it, because they're not huge pots, but they're decent size, but they're not huge. And so I was able to get the bag around the pot, and I tipped it down while keeping the bag around the pot. So that wasn't too bad, but oh my God, trying to lift the bags of dirt, because our bins are almost up to my chest. They're tall bins, and trying to lift that bag. Yeah, that was exhausting. But I got that done. Of course, I had to rest again. I should say, after each plant I trimmed, I went to go sit down and rest a little bit. Then I went back. So that's why I didn't just stay down to do the second or third at the same time. I had to rest my legs, because being down on my knees was hard on my legs. So I had to go sit in my yard lawn chair and rest a little bit before I went to do the next thing. So when I got done with the plants and got the dirt in the yard waste bin, I had to sit back down again for a while. Then after that, I went to go rake, and that wasn't too bad until I got raking. Wasn't horrible. Got them into piles, but I had to bend down to pick the leaves up to get them in the bin. So, but since that's a quick down and up, I wasn't bent over for a long time. Just a quick down and up. It wasn't bad. I didn't get spinning head on that, thank God. So, but boy, was I worn out after that. I pretty much didn't do nothing the rest of the night. My legs were feeling weak, and yeah, it was bad. So then yesterday, I was at Mom's helping her out, taking her to do her running around. Then we got her a new TV stand. And it was a heavy wood TV stand, because she got a new TV, and the TV's bigger than her old one. And we didn't think about this, but the TV was too big for her current TV stand. So yeah, we had to go get her a new stand. And oh my God, that thing was so heavy, and it took me over 2 hours to put it together for her. But my arms, my legs, my back, my hands were my legs were shaky every time I had to get down and stand back up, putting the desk together, or not desk, the stand together. It was a nice wood stand, and trying to screw things in my hand. I had to put so much force on the screw after a while to get it turned in, and trying to get the screwdriver on the screw. My hands were shaking so much like this. I had to take this other hand and kind of guide the tip of the screwdriver into the screw, and then I was able to tighten it. And I was like, if I didn't do it, then you could hear the screwdriver scraping against the screw because I couldn't get steady enough to get it in there. Yeah, this myasthenia gravis sucks. Medication sucks, and now I got an update on my MRI that the CHI, the hospital, the radiologists were refusing to do because I have that inspired nerve stimulator implanted in me. But the ENT doctor did call me. Well, the nurse I had called earlier to, because the ENT doctor nurse called me up and said, no, they can do the MRI on you. They just have to follow the guidelines. And she said she was going to get the ENT ENT rep, not the ENT, the Inspire rep for the device to contact the radiology. And she also gave me the number so I can call. Well, so I can call the CHI registration and get the radiologist the number to the Inspire team or reps, so they can talk to them, so they can kind of educate them on it. So I did that, and so I talked to the registration person, and I gave her the message and the phone number for the radiologist to call Inspire if they had already heard from them, and she said okay. So I get a call back a few hours after that, and the radiologist person actually called me back, and she says, okay, they talked to the Inspire people, and they made sure that she had the right guideline, the right kind of like manual, which has the guidelines for doing an MRI, having my particular Inspire device. And she said they have strict guidelines or strict restrictions on it to be able to do the MRI. And she said, unfortunately for my liver, the MRI that needs to be done to get the results that the liver doctor wants, it's like, we can't do that MRI. She said this is just too strict of the guy. The restrictions are just too strict, so they can't do it. And I said, well, what happens if she doesn't request just another MRI that doesn't give so much? She's like, no. I said, well, I know I had to have it done, particularly at Lakeside, because of the type of MRI she wanted done. And the radiologist says, no, it doesn't matter. All the MRI machines has the same coil, and the coil is not what's stopping it, like I thought. She says it's just you will not be able to ever have an MRI of your abdomen while I still have this Inspire device. It's like, what the hell? She said I can still have MRIs of other parts of my body, like my head. I can still have MRIs. I just can never have an MRI of my abdomen. So it's like they said that they kind of like misinformed me about it. So or I was the word she used was misled. So I was like, what? So I was like, okay, well, I don't know. I was going to reach out back to my ENT doctor's office to let them know this. So, because I'm pissed. I'm really, really pissed, because that was one of the factors that I considered for getting the Inspire device, because I was worried about it. So it's like, so the ENT doctor's office, the doctor knew that I had liver cirrhosis and I'm going to have a need for all types of scans in the future because of the cirrhosis. And they said, no, you'll be fine. You can still have MRIs. No, they said it'll be no problem. So So I'm pissed. I sent a message to the ENT nurse who had speaking with on my chart, and I let her know what the radiologist said, and I told her I'm pissed. I was misled. I might have not got this Inspire device if I knew that I could never get an MRI scan of my abdomen, because I knew that was a possibility of being done several times in the future because of my cirrhosis. So she replied to me saying that she's going to give the Inspire rep a call again and see what's going on. So, because I told her, unless they ease up the restrictions so it can be done safely, the only way I can have an MRI if I take the Inspire device out. And I don't want to do that. The reason I did this surgery to have the Inspire device implanted is because I couldn't tolerate other sleeping aids for my sleep apnea. So I have obstructive sleep apnea. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll wait until I hear back from the ENT doctor, and depending on what she says, I'll let my liver doctor know of that. If it turns out I can never have an MRI done. No, I'm wondering if other things are possible, like a CT scan. But I don't know if the CT scan will give her what she's looking for to be able, because the MRI would show us how hard the liver might be, how much fat is in the liver, and it would take a look at all throughout my abdomen, see if I have any other issues going on caused by my liver cirrhosis. So, fuck. I was so worried I was doing the wrong thing by getting the Inspire device, but I kept telling myself it'll be fine, and I'm using it. And for the most part, it's working, but because of my myasthenia gravis, when the Inspire device, if I'm still awake when the Inspire device kicks in at night, it's super powerful. Like, it's really powerful. But after a while, after I sleep 3-4 hours and I wake up, sometimes I even sleep 5 hours, so I'm sleeping better. But I'm still at the second half of the night's sleep. I'm starting to wake up constantly. And when I wake up, the tongue stimulator, my tongue isn't being stimulated as much. So it's kind of like a weak. Yeah. My tongue doesn't even move. I feel the back of my tongue moving up a little bit, but my tongue itself, when it's powerful, I have to but when it gets weaker, my tongue doesn't really even, the front part, my tongue doesn't move out. It's just, I can feel it moving back a little bit. And then, but after I finally, after I sleep for a good 8 hours, by the time I wake up then, I can barely feel it. So it's because of my myasthenia gravis. The tongue gets constant stimulated. The shocker thing is on the nerve, and it's shocking the nerve to send the signals to that tongue, because that nerve is connected to the movement of the tongue to stimulate it. And with the signals going to the tongue muscles all night long, eventually the myasthenia gravis kicks in, and it has to be starting to block those nerve signals. So even though the nerve is getting stimulated, all the signals to the muscle is being blocked mostly because of my myasthenia gravis. So like I said, all my diseases are working against each other. My liver cirrhosis, my generalized myasthenia gravis, my sleep apnea, some of the medications I'm on is affecting the other. It's like, Thankfully, the medication I'm on from the psychiatrist to help with my anxiety and depression are helping. So I'm not spiraling out, but spiraling out on my anxiety and stuff. But unfortunately, one of the medications, trazodone, I'm on 150 milligrams. It's helped me sleep better, but it's lasting in my system all day long, all day, every day. I was always tired every day anyway because of my diseases. But being on this trazodone, I'm super fatigued, super tired all day long. All day long, I feel it. Even right now, I'm feeling it in my eyes, and there I'm yawning all day long, constantly. Now, of course, when I start talking about it, I have to yawn. Now, the dry mouth. Oh my God, the dry mouth is worse. But no, I see the psychiatrist again next Tuesday morning because it'll be 2 weeks since I started a new medication in the morning, the bupropion, or I can't remember the exact wording for it, but it starts with a BU. But it's supposed to help perk me up during the day. So I take that in the morning, and it's supposed to help offset the tiredness that I'm feeling. But I'm on 150 milligrams of that, and it's not touching me. If anything, I'm more tired now than I was before I started taking it. And it's supposed to be like an upper. So the trazodone is like a downer, and this bupropion, whatever it's called, it's supposed to give me like an upper. So downer and upper. I feel like a famous person who has to take uppers and downers. But no, it's not working. So I don't know if she'll put me on a stronger dose of it to see if it'll work better. But I said right now it's not touching my tiredness. Okay, folks, I think that's a sign for me to be done with this video for the day. I will take my Mounjaro. So I'm still taking the 7.5 dose. I'm not going to show you it. So, but y'all have a great rest of your day and weekend. And yeah, just thank you for watching it. If you would like this video, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, or yeah, whatever it's called, go ahead and do that. And if you want to be notified of my future videos, go ahead and click that notification bell. And I appreciate you all taking the time to watch my journey on this, and I will see you all next week. I love you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.